Lily has completed her Narcanon program. Any more pictures?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been drinking and smoking pot since I was 15 years old, but within the last 3 years, I was smoking crack heavily. Before I came here, I felt like I hit rock bottom because I would leave my family for days to go and smoke crack, and I was already legally separated and had no rights to my son. I abandoned my family for crack and went to live with a guy who ended up beating me to death. I had both eardrums busted, which required surgery. I had contusions all over my head from him kicking me, bruises the size of his shoe from head to toe. All of my hair pulled out, and the very last thing he did was choke me to death. I almost died. I took my last breath and said, I want to live for my son. When I got the chance, I called a friend to come and get me. That's when I knew I needed help. So my parents found Narcanon, and that's why I'm here. I've been in this program for a very long time, as you all know. I messed up quite a few times, but I picked myself up, took responsibility for it, and finally finished the program. Each book taught me a lot. Book 1, TRs, I learned how to confront and control. The sauna helped cleanse my mind and body, and I became and felt like a new person. Book 3, I learned about misunderstood words and to use a dictionary more often. Book 4A is where I was given an awesome twin to work with, doing TRs to prepare for book 4B, objectives. I still had the best twin I could ever have, and we had some great realizations and wins, and we did a great job together. Thank you, Dave. Book 5, I learned about the different types of personalities and what a PTS and SP was. I also did this book quite a few times. Book 6 was a very emotional book because I had to write up everything I ever did for my past, and I did this book quite a few times also. Book 7, the hardest book for me, Conditions in Life. And I seem to be stuck in condition of liability and doubt sometimes. But I got out of it. Book 8, The Way to Happiness, is a great book. This whole program has changed my life and gave me the tools to use for the rest of my life. I feel good about myself, I'm happy, and I'm sober. In conclusion, I have a few people I would like to give special thanks to. My twin and my best friend, David, who kept me motivated, and you helped me out in so many ways. Thank you so much. I love you. Abby, thanks for putting up with me and helping me learn, being supportive and having faith in me. Through TRs and objectives, sorry for the hard times I gave you. Flick, thank you for your guidance and helping me learn. Maria, thank you for being there for me and believing in me. Jean Floyd, I'll always be your lullaby. Thanks for your support and being there when I needed someone to talk to. Candy, thank you for your support and your friendship. Pam, thank you for your help, believing in me and your friendship. Brenda, where's Brenda?
Right, yes.
Thanks for never giving up on me. I love you. You're a wonderful person. I want to thank my parents for believing in me and their support. I love you, Mom and Dad. Mary, thank you for your support, believing in me, and giving me a second chance in life. And you never gave up on me. To everyone else that I didn't mention, thanks for your love, support, and friendship. That's it.
Well done, Lily.
Right.
So, I picked one out of here that I have not read before graduation, particularly for Lily. Okay, this is from The Way to Happiness, and it is from the chapter, no, I'm not reading this whole chapter, don't read that. Be Industrious, okay? And the section here is called Practice. I'm not going to read the whole chapter, but I'm going to read enough of it here. Learning bears fruit when it is applied. Wisdom, of course, can be pursued for its own sake. There is even a kind of beauty in it. But truth told, one never really knows if he is wise or not until he sees the results of trying to apply it. Any activity, skill, or profession, ditch digging, law, engineering, cooking, or whatever, no matter how well studied, collides at last with the acid test. Can one do it? And that doing requires practice. Movie stuntmen who don't practice first get hurt. So do housewives. Safety is not really a popular subject because it is usually accompanied by be careful, go slow. People can feel restraints are being put on them. But there is another approach. If one has really practiced, his skill and dexterity is such that he doesn't have to be careful or go slow. Safe, high speed of motion becomes possible only with practice. One's skill and dexterity must be brought up to match the speed of the age one lives in. And if you look at that in regards to the drugs culture out there that you're going to run into, let me repeat that. Okay. One's skill and dexterity must be brought up to match the speed of the age one lives in. And that is done with practice. One can train one's body, one's eyes, one's hands and feet until with practice they sort of get to know. One no longer has to think to set up the stove or park the car. One just does it. In any activity, quite a bit of what one passes for talent is really just practice. Without working out each movement one makes to do something and then doing it over and over until one can get it done without even thinking about it. And get it done with speed and accuracy. One can set the stage for accidents. Statistics tend to bear out that the least practiced have the most accidents. The same principle applies to crafts and professions which mainly use the mind. The lawyer who has not drilled on courtroom procedure may not have learned to shift his mental gears fast enough to counter new turns of a case and loses it. An undrilled new stockbroker could lose a fortune in minutes. A green salesman who has not rehearsed selling can starve for lack of sales. The right answer is to practice, practice, practice. So, the moral of this story is when you guys study stuff, okay, you practice it, you do it. Don't expect to be perfect the first time, okay? Not even in your sobriety, okay? Because if you practice it and you study it again and you do it again, you will make it. And I think this young lady is a testament. Thank you for